Western societies will not. The F-15.
Hey, shalom, shalom. It's your brother Tazma the Bar coming back through the Spirit and Power, Yahweh White, Howard Shah. And before we get started, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Heavenly Father and the Son, Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shah, by Hashem Kakodash. Double honors to my apostle, elders, great minister on the root well. Peace and salutation, all that I can put you in the truth without righteousness and sincerity. Shalom, shalom. And through the Spirit, you see the title of the lesson, Friday night lesson, the pride of the heart have deceived thee, man. And that's who's speaking on who? Esau Edom, man. The pride had deceived this devil, and he's thinking he's going to stay in a position of rulership forever, man. And we know through the Spirit of Yahweh, Yahweh Shah, throughout the scriptures, that this man is going down, man. So I'm going to play a quick clip. I know a lot of brothers been doing lessons on this, but I wanted to, put my input in. They're showing you how the Lord is moving on Esau Edom with the exposure on how his society is on the way out, man.
You want to talk about why the Western societies?
Bear with me.
You want to talk about why the Western societies will not fall? I'll give you a couple examples. The F-15, the F-16, the F-22, the F-35, M1 Abrams tank, the Blue Water Navy, the KC-135, the KC-10, the ICBM structure.
You're saying all the money we spend on defense.
And the global positioning system. You want to come for us, you more than welcome to. The United States dollar is backed by the military, and as much as you guys want to sit there and complain, I'll say this right now. There's one country on this planet that has stealth capability. There's one country on this planet that I think has functioning ICBMs. I don't think Russia has a single functioning ICBM. And there is one country on this planet that actually has a functioning Blue Water Navy. There's only a few countries on this planet that have air refueling capability. And the only reason why they have them is because we sold it to them. If you guys want to come for us, you can. The United States could take on every country in the entire world militarily at the same time, would be fine. Now, if you want to say cyber terrorism or there's a moral decay from the inside, cool, make that argument. The United States is not going to fall, not in our lifetime, not in the next 20 lifetimes. You want to talk about why the Western...
The pride of the heart had deceived thee, man. He said, not in our lifetime. So that's showing you that the Most High lifting this man harder just as in the time of Pharaoh. But the Most High got Esau Edom in an ultimate trick bag, man, because his heart is been made hardened, where he think he's in the position of rulership forever, man. This is the book of Obadiah, in verse 3. The pride of thy heart had deceived thee. See, he's been deceived, man. The Most High deceiving this devil where he think he's going to be in a position of rulership. The pride of thy heart had deceived thee. Thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is on high. That saith in their heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? And that's what you see this devil just say, man. Who's going to bring the Americans down to the ground? We got all this military might, our militaries in all the country. We got to be this, all these them various other weapons, which is his blessing. But not knowing Bible prophecy says America will go down, man. So he's been deceived, man. The pride of his heart had deceived thee, man. Let's get this real quick. This Isaiah chapter 47, verse 7. And thou sayest, I shall be a lady forever. So thou didst not lay these things so hard, neither didst remember the latter end. And that's what you see with Esau Edom, man. He didn't lay the destruction that was coming to America to a heart. He said he's going to be a lady forever. He think they're going to be in a position of rulership forever and ever and ever. You heard that devil, man. 20 years down the road, still ruling, right? Yeah, Rome said the same thing, right? The Greeks were saying the same thing, right? And what happened, man? What happened? They got overthrown, man. This is Isaiah chapter 47, verse 7. And thou saidest, I shall be a lady forever, so that didst not lay these things to heart, neither didst remember the latter end of it, man. So Esau, you don't even think about the latter end. All the wickedness this devil been doing, all the shit he been blaspheming, how he been blaspheming the Lord, what he done to the children of Israel. He didn't consider the latter end. This devil actually think that he's going to stay in a position of power forever. The pride of the heart have deceived you, man. You're being deceived. The Most High have deceived you, devils, man. You're in the end of your rulership, man. This is the last leg of the Roman Empire, man. Revelation chapter 3 and verse 3. Revelation chapter 3, verse 3. And I saw one of his heads as it were wounded unto death. And it's speaking on what? One of the Roman Empire. This is the revival of the Roman Empire. The same system, all of it, man. The Senate. It said his deadly wound was healed, and all the world wondered after the beast. His deadly wound was healed in the Renaissance era, man. When the Renaissance, when he took down the Byzantine Empire, which was Jake, ruling, man, for 1,000 years of the eastern part of Europe, man. The Holy Roman Empire, when the pagan Roman Empire went down, which was Esau, Edom. Now we're seeing the revival of the Roman Empire, man, which is the new beast. And his deadly wound was healed. But now we're seeing the Lord gradually take this devil down because he actually thinks he's going to always stay in a position of rulership, man. When he's done, he's on his way out of here, man. Everything in this man's society is falling, is crumbling, man. And it says, and they worship the dragon, which gave power unto the beast, and they worship the beast, saying, who is like unto the beast, who is able to make war with him? And that's what they see, man. That's what a lot of nations were saying in the past. Who is like unto the America? Who can make war with America, man? America got all that military might. They got all this, the FB bombers. They got the Navy. They got the aircraft. They got all these various weapons. But not knowing, man, your military spread thin, just like in the time of Rome, man. Your military spread too thin to combat and go against these other nations, man. Because other nations, they're ready to take America down. They see America's right for the picking, man. They see that you done spreaded your military thing, you done passed out your blessing, and now there's what the scriptures say, man. The weak to say I am strong. And that's what you see with all these various other nations, man. North Korea, Russia, the revival, the Soviet, the SSR. The Russia is back in its power as you can. Now you're seeing America get back in its full strength. And brothers, bear with me, Bob Kashah. So like it, I'm back. But America is in this America's in its power right now. But America done what? It sold his military might to all these other nations. Now these other nations are in a position of power as themselves, man. Real quick. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 6, verse 4. And it says, and there went out another horse that was red. And that's talking about Esau, Edom, man. And a horse represents power. And Esau, Edom, we know is what? He's red. Idumean, Edom. And it says, and power was given to him to take peace from the earth. And you see this ever since Esau, Edom been in a position of power. All you've been seeing with his rulerships, going to the Greeks, going to the Romans, he's been doing what? Taking peace from the earth, man. He's been taking peace from the earth. He's the culture vulture. He's been lying and deceiving the whole world. And this was his last time when you go in Revelation 20:3, where he went out his little season to deceive all the nations, man. And it said, and then went out another horse, and when power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another. And there was given to him a great sword. And that great sword is that what you hear this guy talk about, man. Let's play it again. All his various weaponry that they have that they boast about, man.
Societies will not fall. I'll give you a couple examples. The F-15, the F-16, the F-22, the F-35, M1 Abrams tank, the Blue Water Navy, the KC-135, the KC-10, the ICBM structure.
You're saying all the money we spend on defense.
And the global positioning system. You want to come for us, you more than welcome to. The United States dollar is backed by the military, and as much as you guys want to sit there.
Yeah, it's backed by the military, but guess what? The United States dollar is crumbling, man. All these other nations are making pacts and doing other deals with the other nation that you put sanctions on, man. They're called a group of friends, man. Russia, Iran, China, North Korea. All these other nations is coming together to even Saudi Arabia. They're starting to wing away from the dollar, man, because they're tired of America dictating what goes on in their society, man. So now you're seeing all these other nations wing away from America. This is Obadiah chapter 1 and verse 7. All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee. So all the other nations that was at peace with you, that was doing these treaty deals and things with you, they have deceived thee, man. Why? Because they're about to take America down, man. They see it right for the picking, man. And it said, they that ate thy bread, it said all the men of confederate, it said all the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee had deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound on thee, and there is no understanding in him. And now you seeing that all these other nations, man, that make the pact deals with you, that ate your bread, that took your aid, all these things through the years, you know what I'm saying? When you was stealing their resources of giving them all the military might and things like that, as long as you can take the resources and put these different companies in their lands and things like that. Guess what? They deceived you, man. Now they got their economies built up. They got the sword. Now they're about to come against you, Esau, Edom, and that's because they see you're right for the picking, man. They see what you're known for. You're known for rape, robbing, murder, and pillaging, and deceiving and taking over other nations with your regime, man. You've been doing that for years, man. So all the nations are coming together because they see they have one common enemy, that's the so-called white man. Real quick, this is the book of Job. Job 18. Chapter 18 and verse 7. The steps of his strength shall be straightened. His own counsel shall cast him down. The straight goes back to a position of difficulty, man. So all here, you hear this Edomite bragging about, oh, we got a military over here and over there and over there. It's gonna come to naught, because all these other nations are gonna get America about their lands, man. Because the petrodollar is done. The American dollar is done. It just reached its debt ceiling yesterday, man. So what you think this other nation is gonna do, man? They're gonna start doing what? They're gonna start getting you up out their lands, man. And all these other nations like Saudi Arabia, they're backing their money by gold, man. America's dollar is not backed by the contract that they had with Saudi Arabia by the petrodollar. And now that shit is about to be crumbling down the toilet, man. Because we know what's going on in Davos. They set up this new digital currency backed by the MOTB. So within that, you're gonna start to see the decay and the moral decay here in America, which that's what he said. He's about to see that very soon. Real quick, let's play this.
This is this morning, y'all, on the news. I want y'all to take a listen to this, right? Y'all take a listen to this. It's 5 o'clock in the morning. Listen, I'm gonna follow y'all through. Listen to this. In Washington at this hour.
And just the last time the country came close to hitting the debt ceiling was back in 2011 under the Obama administration.
If something gonna come up, I want y'all to see.
$31.4 trillion in debt, and it's looking more and more likely our country will hit the debt ceiling today, with the Biden administration and House Republicans refusing to budge.
Watch this. I'm gonna show y'all something.
By Congress is the maximum amount that the federal government can borrow to pay its bills. After the U.S. reaches its borrowing gap, the Treasury will start enacting extraordinary measures to postpone a default. The Biden administration is called
right here. Now, the debt limit reached the total amount the United States government is authorized to borrow to meet this existing legal obligation includes Social Security, Medicare benefits, military salaries, interest on national debt, and here's one of the big ones, tax refunds, y'all. She is authorized without the government, without the consent of Congress, to withhold all of your taxes. So everybody that think they getting taxes back, she is authorized to take your tax money in a matter of national security for the debt. And when they say other payments, that means EBT. She is authorized to stop the payments on the food stamps, the link cards, and she is authorized to take the money from the tax refunds without the authorization or of Congress or the president. I want y'all to understand what this means. Congress and them don't even have to get enacted with it. She is authorized to take everybody's taxes and stop the link cards. It is all up to her. I'm telling you. She finna get real if she take everybody's taxes and she stop them link cards. Y'all be safe.
Yeah, so that's the time we're coming into, man. That's the time that that these people amongst the circumcision are not preparing the tribes for, man. The scripture say, be diligent to know the state of the flock. They're not preparing the tribes for what's about to come down the pipe. Now, Esau Edom, he was proud and being boasting about his military might and things like that. But guess what? Your money is not worth anything now, man. So all these other nations, they see that, man. So what you think these other nations going to do? They're going to come against America real quick. Book of Nahum, chapter 3. Nahum chapter 3, verse 4. Because the multitudes of our whoredoms, the well-favored harlot, the mistress of witchcraft, which is America, the well-favored harlot, because you see all the witchcraft and the abomination that's pushed is mainly here in America. And it said the mistress, which go back to master of witchcraft and sell of nations through her whoredoms and families through her witchcraft, man, with all these various things that are influenced throughout here in America to push on these other nations. It's mainly here in America. He said, behold, I'm against thee, said the Lord of hosts, and I will discover thy thirst upon thy face, and I will show thy nations thy nakedness, and the kingdoms thy shame. And that's what you're seeing taking place, man. The other nations are looking at America and looking at the moral decay with the nasty people, the flip-flop people, the pride spirit that's on these damn women, these bugged out 2/3 niggas, these GMO babies, these monsters ass kids, and they say they're right for the picking. Look at the military. The military spread thin. They got a bunch of flip-flops and the nasty people, and there ain't a bunch of women in there, man. They're right for the picking. These other nations is ready to take this place, man. It said, verse 6, I will cast abominable filth upon thee and make thee vow and set thee as a gazing stock. All other nations is laughing at America, especially that fool who just said, I don't think other nation has ICBM functioning missiles. You got your damn mind, man. Russia got Satan 2, Satan 1, Satan 2. China got Russia got a supersonic missile. China got Moab. They got a bunch of missiles, man. Kim Jong-un, he ain't stopped testing missiles, man. And what you think? The whole thing with the deal with Iran about the missile thing was about, man? They know Iran got the resources under their ground to come and make these missiles, and they're already making missiles, man. India got a missile. All these other nations, Pakistan got a missile. All these other nations has missiles, man. They're here to say as they are strong, man. These nations are strong now, and they're ready to come against this place. Because guess what? The dollar, which is backed by the military to control these other nations, is not worth shit. And it's done. So come on, man. And it says, and it shall come to pass that all that look upon thee shall flee from thee, and say, Nineveh is laid waste, and who become around her, whence I shall keep comforts for thee. And that's in America, spiritually known as Nineveh as well, man. And this place is gonna be laid waste, man. It's right for the picking. Everybody can see that something big, some major event is about to take place here in America, man. Very, very soon, man. I got another one. Real quick.
16. You have 20.
Bear with me. They're not telling you about what's going on with Bank of America, but the Simpsons did, right? Let's see what's going on with the Bank of America. They're not before I grab the article.
What do you mean the bank is out of money? Insolvent? You only have enough cash for the next 3 customers. Just a second here. No, I don't have your money here. It's in Bill's house and Fred's house. Hey, what the hell you doing with my money in your house, Fred?
How did they know that, man? Because it's all staged, man. The world is a stage. Let's get this real quick. Bear with me. It says Bank of America says the problem with the Zelle transaction is resolved. And then let's go down. Bank of America customers report disappearing money from accounts after Zelle issues, man. So they already gradually taking money out of people's accounts, man. And that's what they're going to continue to do, man, because the America's broke. America's done. America's broke, man. You just see it just reached its debt ceiling, and America's money is backed by the military. But the money ain't worth shit. So what you think is going to happen, man? All these other nations is going to start getting America about their damn land, man. They're going to see that everybody's going to start coming against America, man. America's the problem, man. And Esau Edom, with his carnal mind, he think he's going to live by his blessing, which is going to get him out of this situation, man, which is going to lead to more chaos and anarchy amongst the people. This is Psalms 44:6. It says, for I shall not trust in my bow, neither shall my sword save me, man. And that's a mindset that the men of the Lord understand, but this devil, Esau Edom, he don't understand that. Him living by the sword is going to get his ass really further in this what's coming from the Lord. Him ushering in this time that we're seeing, as far as the MOTB about to be backed by the military police state, which they're about to usher in with the concentration camps and re-education centers. All these things is him implement his sword and his blessing as you go in Revelation 6 and 4. All these various things, the talking points with the media, the lies and slurs, the play on the minds and manipulate the people, that's part of his blessing, man. And he's about to use that, man. That's why it says what? I shall not trust in my bow, neither shall my sword save me, man. That's the mindset that the men of the Lord are in, because we understand that the blessing that Esau Edom can't save us, man. These 2/3 niggas is toting their little pistols and shit like that. That's not going to save you from the wrath of Yahweh Shemal Shah. What's going to save us for what's to come down the pipe is the spirit of Yahweh Shemal supping with us, man. Because we can clearly see that America is finished. This place is on its way out, man. This place is done. Don't put your hopes and dreams in America, man. Everything around you is falling, man. This is Psalm chapter 37 and verse 15. And it says, their sword shall enter into their own heart, and their bow shall be broken. And that's what's coming to Esau Edom, man. His sword shall enter into his own heart, man. He's going to dig a ditch and he's going to fall into it. Because what Esau Edom's doing, he's gradually ushering in the times of Yahweh Shah return, man. This is why you see the men of the Lord on the highways and hedges, man. We're ushering in Yahweh Shah. But the Most High is setting the stage where he's forcing Esau Edom's hand to bring forth these prophecies, to bring forth the wrath, man, to bring forth Revelation 12:12, great wrath upon the whole earth, man. The Most High is forcing this devil hand where he's going to usher in this MOTB, man, because the debt ceiling has reached its peak, man. They're not going to try to borrow any more money. Why all this has happened simultaneously, man? How the hell they reached the debt ceiling a day ago and they in Davos talking about a new currency? Talking about new legislations on hate speech and things like that concerning the MOTB. All this has happened simultaneously, man. Nah, it's not simultaneous because the Lord set it up this way. Esau Edom think it's of him, but the man's goings are the ways of the Lord. How can a man understand his own way? The Lord set it up this way so he can get his warning out to warn you, Jace. This devil is setting up his snares and traps right in your face. And the men of the Lord are on a spiritual watchtower warning you and telling you everything this nigga's about to do before he do it, man. And you can't say you wasn't warned, man. Because we're clearly telling you this nigga's whole breakdown that he's about to come with, man. They're going to say they're out of money. They're going to do some major event, and they're going to say something far as more cyber attacks and things like that, and usher with this new system. But before they usher in this new system, they're going to want you people to beg for the system. You're going to want the police state. You're going to want the MOTB. You're going to want them to ration out the food to your household because it's going to be so bad out here that, hey, it's going to be sedition amongst men, as the scripture say, man. And with all these things happening, that's when they're going to bring forth the order. That's why it's called order out of chaos, because they're going to create the chaos so they can usher in the order, man. Pressure from above, pressure from below. They're hitting you all these Haggadah dialects that keep you distracted for what's really going on behind the scenes. But the Most High set up the men of the Lord to give you the whole play-by-play, man. But only he that had ears to hear and eyes to see will understand the mysteries of what's about to take place, man. And it says, verse 19, Psalms chapter 37, verse 19. Now let me start over verse. Let me see. I jumped down. Verse 19, and it say, they shall not be ashamed in the evil time, in the days of famine, they should be satisfied. Let's jump back up, my fault. And it says, Psalm chapter 37, verse 17, for the arms of the wicked shall be broken, but Yahweh upholdeth the righteous. The arms of the wicked is Esau Edom, and his power structure, his infrastructure, his whole system is going to be broken, man, because his arms, and which represent his might, is going to be broken through the spirit of Yahweh Shemal Shah, what you see him doing, tearing down now with the strongholds with his word. And it says, but the Most High shall uphold the righteous. The Lord knoweth the days of the upright, and their inheritance shall be forever. And the Lord is about to usher in the kingdom of heaven, man. That's what's coming to the upright, man. It says they should not be ashamed in the evil time. We're not even going to be ashamed in the evil time because we are doing what? The work. The evil time represents bad time, man. The men of the Lord are not going to be ashamed of that time because why? We're going to be walking in the spirit of Yahweh Shemal Shah, man. And it said, in the days of famine, they should be satisfied. The Most High is going to feed the men of the Lord, especially concerning the times we're coming into, which this devil's system is gradually falling, man. The pride of his heart had deceived him, man. Esau Edom actually think that everything is going to be okay. His system is going to stay afloat, but his money is decayed. He's winding himself with thick clay. As you go in Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter, and the more decay in the society is done. So he's finished, man. So he can brag about his missiles with his BFB bombers and the military and all that shit, but it's gonna come to naught because all these other nations is gradually getting built up to come against the horde, man. But the ones that's out here prophesying in the spirit of Yahweh Shemal Shah, we're preparing ourselves for all these various things that's about to take place here in the time of Jacob's trouble. Let's get this. This is Isaiah. Isaiah 31:3. It said, now the Egyptians are men and not Yahweh, and the horses are flesh and not spirit. And that's what we tell on our people, man. Cursed be the man that trusts in man. Don't put your trust in this man's system, man. Here it is, the devil bragging about how America's going to stay for 20 years. This devil done, man. He know he done, man. He just wants you niggas to be done with him. He said, now the Egyptians are men and not Yahweh, and the modern day Egyptians are the so-called white man, the Edomites. And it said, and their horses' flesh, his military might, his power, his infrastructure, it's of the world, man. It ain't the spirit. And it says, in not spirit, when Yahweh shall stretch out his hand, both he that helpeth shall fall, and he that is hoping shall fall down, and they all shall fall together. So if you put your trust on this system, you're gonna fall. That's why we said rise in the park, because this is not your rest, Micah 2:10. So if you're putting your trust in this system, you're gonna fall right along with this system. You trusting in Esau, Edom, and this devil because he's bragging about his blessing, you're gonna die right along with this devil, man. Because even though he's bragging about his blessing, his military might, he's not knowing that the Most High is hard in his heart, just like in the time of Pharaoh, man. Your heart has been hard just like in the time of Pharaoh, so it can be an epic fall when it comes to you devils, man. And that's what it's going to be, man, especially in the times we're living in. We can clearly see that this man is out on his way out, man. Let me see. I'll read Revelation 18 and we'll end it. This is Revelation chapter 18 and verse 1. And after these, I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was light with his glory. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen, and America is Babylon the Great. And it says, and it is become a habitation of devils, and behold, every foul spirit and cage of every unclean bird, hateful bird. And that's what's coming to America. And this is speaking on the post-destruction, what's coming to America, man, and how it's going to be laid desolate, man. And it says, for all the nations have drunken the wine of the wrath of fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her. And it's not talking physically fornication. It's talking on taking the philosophies and the ways and the customs of America, man. You got McDonald's and all these various countries, Hooters, Hardee's, all this bullshit shit that's upheld in America is taking place in the other countries, man. All these other nations worshiping these false idols, especially when it comes to Serapis Christos, which is Jesus the Christ. They're worshiping because it's like, I think, over 2.7 billion Christians, showing that the Most High is not dealing with that shit, man. It says, for all the nations that drunk of the wine of the wrath of the fornication of the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the her speaking on America, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of the delicacy, man, because all the nations have received the benefit of the riches that have come with land with this whore, man, and mainly off what the slavery, man, all the slave trade. And that was of who? The Negro Latino Native Americans. All these nations was laid rich when you go on Psalms 8th chapter. There's a transatlantic slave trade, and the very slave trade that took part of the 12 tribes. This is how they laid rich. But all throughout the years, they was able to come here and prosper and lick the wounds of our transgressions, man. They was able to prosper of our ignorance, man. Buying all the stuff in our neighborhoods, as far as all the businesses. This are the other nations, man. So they was able to flourish through the ignorance and the transgressions of the Israelites here in Babylon the Great, man. And it says, I heard another voice from the heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, that you receive not her plagues, man. And it says, for her sins have reached unto heaven, and Yahweh have remembered her iniquities, man. And the Most High is going to do what he's going to, when he comes back, he's going to beam up the elect so they won't take part in the destruction of Babylon the Great, man. And he says, for our sins have reached unto heaven. The Most High has seen the angels are going and reporting all the wickedness and abomination that's taken place in America is getting reported daily. As you go on, I think it's Proverbs 15:3. The eyes of the Lord upon every work good and upholding the evil and the good. So the Lord sees all the wickedness that's taking place in this society, man. Verse 6, reward her even as she rewarded you, double unto her according to her works, and the cup she had filled unto her double. And that's why these Edomites, they don't want to face the fact that they're going into slavery. This is why they're so proud and boasting on their military might, because they're deceived. They don't want to go into slavery. They don't want to face the fact that they're going into slavery after this kingdom falls, man. That's the That's the end game for Esau Edom, slavery, and then eradication from what? Being burned the hell up. You go in the book of Obadiah. And it says, verse 7, how much has she glorified herself and lived deliciously? So much turmoil and sorrow give her. For she said in her heart, I shall sit a queen and am no widow and shall see no sorrow. Is not what the devil's saying? I sit a queen and I shall not see no sorrow. I sit a lady, as we went in Isaiah. That's what this nigga Esau saying. He gonna always be in position of rulership. 20 years down the road, I don't see nobody taking. That's the pride of Esau, man. That's how you know he's a fucking. They're Edomites, man, because only an Edomite would say some shit like that, man. I don't see us get out of rulership another 20 years, get the hell out of here, man. It said, therefore her plague shall come in one day, in death, mourning, and famine. And you're seeing that, man, because you best believe when this damn new system is implemented, but when they crash the society, man, you're gonna see death, mourning, and famine. You're gonna see people out here bugging the fuck out. You're gonna see people out here crying for their loved ones that just got put to death on the block, fighting over a carton of eggs, a famine of food. They're gonna see family members dropping dead, goddamn looking like a bunch of goddamn Hamites on the commercials, skinny as hell. That's what's coming, man. With the pot bellies, because they ain't ate in weeks. And it says, and she should be utterly burned with fire, for strong is the Lord who judges her. And that's the end game for America, man. That's the end game, man. It's gonna be burned with the ICBM missiles, man. And this devil, he don't want to face the reality. That's what's coming down the pipe. You're at the end of your age, the end of Eon. You're at the end of your world, Esau. This is the end of the world. As the scriptures say, Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of that follow, man. We're holding on to Esau's heel, and we're gradually pulling this man out of power, man, through the spirit, man. And in verse 9, it says, and the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her shall bewail her and lament for her when they shall see her smoke of her burning. The other nations going to see. It's going to be televised, man. It's going to be televised, man. The destruction of America, man. And they're going to cry and lament because they're not going to be able to flourish and make money, and they're not going to be able to live that lifestyle, man. Because they're going to know through the spirit that this is the judgment of being wicked. And they're going to know that Yahweh Shah done this upon this place, man, and that the Israelites are about to be back in a position of rulership forever. And it says, and standing afar off in the fear of the Lord and torment, saying, alas, alas, that great city Babylon, the mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment coming. That's what's coming to America, man. In 1 hour, man. It ain't gonna take no time for them supersonic missiles to get over here. I think the missiles get over here in 15 to 30 minutes, man. So it ain't gonna take no time for them 200 million warheads to just start eradicating and making this place desolate, man. Because that's what it needs, man. This place, it needs an overkill. Because this place is nothing but wickedness, man. Everything in this place to push is nothing but of Satan, man, and not of the Most High. The Most High name is X'd out, man. So the Most High is about to utterly destroy this damn place, man. So that damn Edomite, as you seen the start of the video, bragging about his blessing and how they're gonna stay in a rulership for 20 years, he's out his rabbit ass mind. Especially now seeing the debt ceiling that's reached its peak, and they're ushering in this new system because they're speaking about it over in Davos right now. The Most High is setting a snare for something epic and something major to take place in America where it's done, man. So just stay circumspect and redeeming the times, because yes, a cyber attack, something with the grid, who knows what the devil has placed, but he's gonna do something major where he crashes internet so he can usher in this new system. And if you're not part of the system, you won't be able to take part of the new society, man, which will be backed by the MOTB, which is the physical mark, not a spiritual one, man. So with that, you know what I'm saying, operators, our Lord willing, this lesson was edifying through the spirit, and I want to close it out by saying, call Haloyim La, Yahweh by Shemel Shah, by Shemer Kakwadash. Double honors to my apostles, elders of great Millstone and Rule Well. Peace and salutation, all the Akim pushing this truth for our righteousness and sincerity. Karam Yashavala and Abba Babal. Shalom, Akim.